Hi there, my name is Lebo. This is Lebo Creates, and I am making pattern for this bebek dress. This is a dress that I made a couple of weeks ago. I'm going to be using small scale patterns to show you how I made the pattern for the dress. This is the front and the back. So this is basically our top and skirt put together to create a dress. So if you want to make the same dress, just follow all the steps using your basic pattern, where you obviously used your measurements, and you should be able to make the same dress that fits you. Write all the necessary information on your pattern, the new one that you're going to be using. So that's what I'm doing, just making sure I know where my waistline is and my hip line is. Now we trace the front, and we also going to write all the necessary information on the new pattern. It makes your life easy when you are now working on your pattern to create whatever design that you want. This is the side dot. I am not cutting it out. I am going to move it so that I can create those gathers and still have it can still create that space for the cup, because that's actually what does help us with, so that the bust area is not flat, and when it is flat or when the dart is not big enough, then it creates gaping and the dress or the top does not fit well, so it doesn't cover nicely around the boobs. So I am going to move it once I draw a new neckline. This is the new neckline, and then I'm going to move the dart because we are going to have gathers there, so the dart will create more space for darts also, for gathers also. So, but it will still, like I said, it will still create that cup around the bust. Now I'm writing numbers on my pattern so that I know which pattern piece comes first, second, and third, because it is very easy for you to get confused with your pattern pieces. That's also why I'm writing information that I need. Like right now, I just wrote that is the center front, and that we cut on folds so that when I cut, I do not forget. And then now I'm cutting my pieces, my pattern pieces, and I'm doing this so that I make the dress a little bit loose, so that it's a little bit bigger. Because remember, this is not a fitted dress, but the basic pattern is. So just making it slightly loose so that it looks like on the picture it allows me to sit and move around, and it does make those gathers that we have, because also it's a long dress, made with a fabric that is light, so you do want the dress to not be fitted. The space between the pattern pieces is 1.5 centimeters. You can make it as big as you want. But what is important is that it must be the same, front and back. It must be the same, because it's important that when we do pattern, and obviously sometimes you have to make our basic pattern to be flare or to be more fitted, or whatever the design of the dress is. We have to make sure that we get the design to look exactly like what we see on the picture, but we do not change the size of the dress. So meaning it doesn't matter that the dress is flare or fitted or short or long. If it's a size 32, it has to be all those things but still be a size 32 dress. You understand what I'm saying? So you can manipulate your basic pattern and change it to whatever design that you want, but you must still make sure that after doing all that you are doing, it still is a size 32 dress. Now we do everything that we did on the front part of the dress. We do it to the back, and also lowering the neckline on the back, because remember the dress is quite low. Actually, it goes up to the waist at the back. So that's what I'm doing right now, and after that I'm just going to make it slightly bigger, just like we did on the front part. And the top part of the front of the dress, That's where we do gathers. Make sure that the space between your pattern pieces is the same as the one in the front, so that your back is the same size as your front. And if you would like to make this dress, just go back and look at this video. This is where I show you step by step how to make this dress. And this is the part where we are going to put elastic at the back. Remember, there is elastic on our dress at the back, and we also have those drawstrings. Yeah, that part we put elastic on it to make sure the dress fits. This is the front and the back. pattern is done, you can now sew your baby dress.
Okay, speak. Hello guys, welcome on my channel. Today we're going to make some patterns and like to subscribe to save mommy.
Thank you, baby. Hi guys, this is my son Atang, and yeah, Atang wanted to say hi, so I want to talk about something that is very close to my heart, which is my son. Okay, my son is, how old are you, Papa?
10 years old.
You are going to be 10, but you're still 9.
You're 9 years old.
Yes, Atang is 9 years old. Atang is autistic. I think you can tell from the way that he speaks that he is not where other 9-year-olds are. So I just want to talk a little bit about autism and being an autism mom. You know, there's lots of challenges. Okay, you can go play. I'll come. I'll call you again. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Bobo.
First pleasure.
Close mommy's door.
Okay.
I know before today I've never said anything about my life personally. I've just always been doing petting and sewing, all of that, just talking, sewing. But I think it's great to get to know each other a little bit better. And I will not just talk about everything all at once, but I think just a little bit here and there. And yeah, we get to know each other better. So like I said, I'm an autism mom. My son was diagnosed when he was I think 4. Yes, when he was 4, that's when he was diagnosed. And I'm talking about autism because it is Autism Month. It's April, so yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's autism, and I know that a lot of families have kids with autism, so it is real. A lot of us have to deal with it, have to raise our kids and train them and do the best that we can do. So I was saying Adam got diagnosed when he was 4. When he was young, he didn't have obvious signs that he's autistic, he was just, I guess, okay. What we thought, he was okay, everything was fine until he was 2. That's when we noticed that, other kids that's already speaking and he doesn't talk. He just points when he wants you to help him with something. And I didn't mind at first. I thought he's just delayed, but time went and Adam was not speaking. But again, I was not really aware. I don't know how to say it. I was not really aware that he's not talking because he liked movies. He loves lions. So Lion King, The Lion King is his favorite movie. So he would always say lines from the movie, and he knew so much. He would say the whole script, like it was in his head. He knew everything, line to line by line, everything. So I did not notice that he cannot speak because he was speaking, even though he wasn't saying, "Mommy, can I have food?" or "I'm tired," or I'm unhappy," or anything like that. He was not talking things that come straight from him. He was just recording whatever that he hears, and that's what he would say. And even when he was communicating, if he was unhappy about something, maybe he would find in a movie where somebody's upset, and he would record. Obviously, he would memorize whatever that person is saying when they're unhappy, and that's what he would say to express his unhappiness. So we knew and we could understand that he's communicating, and we ended up being able to understand him like that. But he was not saying, I don't like this, I don't like that, this person is doing this or that, or anything like that, So yeah, that's how it was up until he, I think it was when he was 4 years. And his teachers at school said, maybe get him checked out by a doctor, see if, or maybe let's start a speech therapy, so that we can help him. And also, the other thing, he started being aggressive. And I think that was when we saw that, oh, okay, there is something here. He started with speech therapy, but the aggression was still there. Like, it was just building up. It was as he was getting bigger, and it was getting more and more difficult with his tantrums, and that just would go on forever when he's unhappy about something, and how aggressive he would be. So I ended up taking him to see a pediatrician. That's when he was diagnosed. I think at the time he was 5 when he got diagnosed. And soon after he started taking medication, he started speaking. I still remember when that day when he came into the house. He was playing outside, and he came inside, and I was in the living room, and he said, "Money," and oh my God, you don't know how it felt when you raise a child and other people's kids are already talking. They've been talking, and you've never heard your child even call mommy, even call you and ask for something, just saying mommy, hello mommy, or anything. He was just always saying those lines from the movies, and I remember how happy I was. I cried. I thought at first, actually, when he said it, I thought, did he say mommy? Did he try to say mommy? But I didn't want to get myself, I didn't want to be too excited unless he wasn't. But something in my head said, I think I heard mommy. And he came to the living room where I was. He looked at me and said, mommy. He actually said, money. He said it again. Oh, I cried. I could not believe my ears. And since then, he's been, getting better with speech. And since he started taking medication, he's much better. The aggression and, just training him is much better. So I'm talking to you today. I don't want to take too much of your time to say, if you see that your child has, I don't know, anything unusual, sometimes, yes, it does happen that the speech is delayed and it's not autism. But if you see that there is something, even if they don't have autism, just get them checked out so that you know what you are dealing with and you are able to help them, because our kids need our support. And as parents, it is our job to make sure that we give them the best support. We help them to be the best people they can be, who can also live without us. We always prepare our kids for the time when we are not here, because they will not be babies forever, and we will not always have the strength to do the things that we do for them, even if we are still around. We will get old to a point where we cannot be responsible. We cannot do things for them anymore like we do right now. So yeah, and I know it's difficult. It's difficult to even accept. It's difficult to even accept what is going on. These labels, when we are being told our kids have autism and what, it's not easy. It's hard. It's not easy at all. People say a lot of things. People are ignorant, and because our kids they struggle with things like behavior. They have anxiety. Adang has anxiety. If he's not on medication, especially when he was younger and would be in public, it would just be a nightmare. Like he would cry, he would shout, and tantrums, all of that. And when all those things happen, people look at you like you are a bad parent. Some people are even bold enough to tell you that you're not doing a good job. Sometimes, yeah, people have those bad habits of trying to parent other parents while you are busy trying to deal with the situation of a child who is having meltdowns and all of that. Some don't say anything, but the stares, they look at you funny. Their looks are full of judgment, and or they just say, those ignorant statements that they never say. So I'm just saying, be encouraged. Things do get better. Adam is much better today because of the support that he gets with medication, with being at the right school, and most importantly from his family. And when they get training while they're still young, he started with occupational therapy and speech therapy as soon as we found out that he is autistic, and it has made a huge difference. And also just accepting it as a parent, and when the family accepts, they start to find ways to look for ways to help and support the child, and you find that it literally frees you to accept it and to deal with it than to hide it or to be in denial. So I'm just saying, let's love our kids, and the only way we love them is by making sure that we give them the best that we can, and let's educate those that are closer to us that don't have knowledge, and they keep saying all the things that are just unnecessary. If you get a chance to educate, do that, and if you don't understand, don't be judgmental, because it is hard. It is hard for people who have kids with autism. They're always tired, and they're dealing with a lot. And I know also other parents don't like the idea of their kids taking medication. Obviously, everybody has their own way of doing things, but I just want to say, with me, I noticed that when Adam is on medication, he is much better. Do your research and help your child the best way you can. I also do see other parents talking about, detoxing their kids and what. I have not started doing that, but I want to start doing it. So anything that helps. Let's find information and be there for each other, and be kind. Thank you so much for listening to me. I went on and on and on about my son, but anyway, if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe, and until next time, I love you guys. Bye.